Boy, I'm glad we saw that for free.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah. So we went to like this Dell seminar thing, and then they gave us.
Yeah, it was for my job, so I was allowed to bring guests. So I dragged this guy along. It's free.
Yeah, it's free. I still feel ripped off.
Yeah, exactly. It really wasn't a movie worth skipping work for, but
no. So we saw Jurassic World, the Revenge of the Fallen or whatever.
Jurassic Lost World 2 Redux.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
Here's my problem with this series in general, and this goes for all the movies. And the first one gets a little bit of leeway because they're all the same.
Yeah.
All the Jurassic Park, they're all the same. It's like dinosaurs on the island. We shouldn't go back. We have to go back for some reason. Some asshole wants to use it for monetary gain, etc. Dinosaurs break out. Someone gets eaten. What have we done? That's how it ends.
I will agree with him on that. If you've seen The Lost World, the first sequel with Jeff Goldblum, you've seen this movie.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Seriously, the whole time I was there, I'm like, I feel like I've been here before. Have we been here before?
Speaking of which, Jeff Goldblum was not in this movie that much.
No.
And I think he was one of the selling points in the trailer. Because he showed him, and then everyone's like, Jeff Goldblum's in this! And he's like, he's not in it.
No, he's not.
He has like 5 minutes of screen time.
Yeah, and yeah.
So the plot of this one is the island is about to erupt.
Yeah, the original island where World and Park were.
Yeah, the islands, and then there's this huge debate happening in the government as whether or not they should save the dinosaurs because they're
Spoiler alert, they shouldn't.
We'll get to that.
Dr. Malcolm was right.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
We will get to that.
Yeah.
So they're saying, oh well, they're living creatures, they deserve a chance, and then they're like, well, we created them, they shouldn't be here, they deserve to die.
Yeah. That was Goldblum's part. He comes back as Dr. Malcolm in front of the Senate, advocating not to save them. Pretty much going through the same spiel he did in the first movie. He's like, dinosaurs had their shot, and Mother Nature selected them for that whole thing.
Why does no one listen to Jeff Goldblum ever?
Why didn't nobody listen to anybody in this entire movie?
Oh,
I swear to God, these characters were Alien Covenant levels of stupid.
Alright, so Claire is part of like the movement
Idiot
to
number
save
one.
Of many.
Mm-hmm.
So she's part of the movement to try and save them. So then she gets contacted by this guy who was working with a guy who was the partner of John Hammond.
Yes.
Was he ever mentioned?
The James Marcus to Hammond's Oswald Spencer, for those of you who played Resident Evil. Anyway.
It's funny you mentioned Resident Evil because there were quite a few parallels. But again, we will get to that.
Yeah.
So...
It's James Cromwell. And
was he ever mentioned in any of the
Lockwood
movies?
was never mentioned in any of the other movies. That's something they pulled completely out of their ass.
Yeah, so he plays this whole thing about how him and Hammond made a mistake, and they want to try and help the dinosaurs, and they're gonna start an operation to move them to a sanctuary. It's like this cut-off island where they can all live. And
the problem is Lockwood put this entire operation in the hands of some greedy asshole named Sims, who is our main antagonist,
aka obvious evil businessman.
Oh God, he does not make any effort to hide it.
Oh,
which makes the protagonist characters even more stupid.
Yeah, so they say
except for Pratt.
So Pratt as usual. In both movies, is the only voice of reason in this whole thing.
Exactly. He was the only one who I didn't roll my eyes at every 5 goddamn seconds.
So they well, speaking of which, they have to get a hold of him because they want to find Blue because they say she's the most intelligent dinosaur ever made.
Last of her kind.
Last of her kind, like the second most intelligent creature on this planet, next below humans. So they want to get her and preserve her. So they go onto they all go to the island, and they meet our other obvious villain, Evil Army guy.
Yeah, I do not remember his name for the life of me.
Me neither.
He just reminds me of the main villain from that old cheesy movie Battle Truck. But
yeah, he's obvious evil army guy with his obvious evil henchmen. You just one look at these guys and you're like, yeah, shit's gonna go down.
Yeah, again, he's essentially an XB of Pete Postlethwaite's character from The Lost World, the big game hunter. Yeah. But at least Postlethwaite had some modicum of respect
Yeah.
For the creatures themselves. This guy's just like, I want my teeth.
Yeah,
we'll get into that later.
Yeah, well, okay, so the obvious problem here is they're going on, they're saying that they're going to want to move them to preserve them, but in reality, evil business guy wants to steal the dinosaurs and sell them to foreign bidders for military and pharmaceutical purposes, to the surprise of no one.
Yeah. He saw that cartoon Dino Riders as a kid, and he's like, he's just saying that we're gonna do it right this time.
You know what? If that's where this series goes, I will completely forgive this movie.
Yes, if the next movie is Dino Riders.
Yeah, dinosaurs with laser guns.
Yes.
Yeah, that's...
We'll CG Chris Pratt and make him an old guy.
Oh, gosh. So anyway, they steal the dinosaurs, and they take them all back to what's his name's mansion.
Yeah,
Lockwood's mansion, which has this underground facility that nobody noticed the back entrance to when they first visited. So,
oh god, this movie is so dumb.
And Henry comes back. He's part of the whole thing.
Dr. Wu, you done fucked up now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Who would have guessed that one guy from Jurassic Park would become a villain? He was just some guy. And then he kind of stepped out of the background and became one of the main antagonists in the series.
Yeah. And considering the fact that, and I mentioned this to you before we saw the movie, that in the book, in the original Jurassic Park, he didn't make it off the island. Velociraptor essentially just Super Mario'd and just jumped on top of him and killed him instantly. Yeah.
Well, the book is sounding pretty good right about now, honestly.
Book was great. Book was way better.
Yeah, so they're bringing in foreign bidders, and guess what? They created another dinosaur.
Yeah, they didn't
again. They did it again.
What stupid name did they give the dinosaur?
It was
this time? It was like the Indoraptor.
The Indoraptor 2000 or some shit. I don't know. Something cool. And they made it so that it can obey orders. It can follow a laser beam like a cat. And then you push a button on a gun, and it somehow signals it
creates
to
a sonic signal
attack the
marks your target.
It's stupid.
It is so dumb.
Absolutely stupid. So so then Chris Pratt and Claire have to free him, but then they run into Lockwood's granddaughter, who is
the worst character in this movie. I freaking hated her.
I didn't mind her up until a point. Yeah. And you probably know what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
Spoilers. Okay. Yeah. For no reason whatsoever, this does not affect anything. She's not his granddaughter. For some fucking reason, they put this in the movie. She is a clone of his daughter who died, and he wanted to get her back, so he cloned her.
That's it. That's the extent of her character.
That is it. That is. Why? Why would you drop that on us? That has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, it was.
You know what? I was worried for a second. I was worried that she was going to be the Dino Human, the one that they were originally
teasing at,
the one they were originally going to do in the first movie.
I know.
For those of you who don't know, in the first Jurassic World, one of the abandoned plot lines was they were going to make a Dino Man.
Yes.
And use that for military purposes. But they abandoned that idea because it's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it was stupid.
And then, and I was worried that, there was going to be a point where, like, the dinosaur will, like, understand her. Like, it would be attacking her, but then it would look at her.
Dino Whisperer.
And it would be like this, and then it would run away. Kind of like the Alien did to Ripley in Alien 3.
Yeah, well, in Ripley's case, she had a chest burster in her already. So.
Yeah.
Spoilers for those of you who...
I was worried... I was worried that
like a 26-year-old movie.
I was worried they were gonna like do something with her, like they were gonna show a close up of her eye, and suddenly it'll turn like.
They did almost do that at the end of the movie.
Yeah, I know. I was like waiting for that to happen.
Yeah,
and so no, she's just a clone. That's it.
Yeah. I hated her character so much.
She had nothing to do with anything.
No, and.
Like, I wouldn't have minded if she was just there, because they had to have that moment for, those scary moments for the kids, like when they have the raptor chasing her.
She hit all the annoying little kid tropes.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah. By the way, this movie got pretty dark.
Well, towards the end it did.
Especially the part where, with Lockwood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Evil, basically...
evil schmuck businessman.
Yeah, Lockwood found out about it. He says, You turn yourself into the police right now. And
Which,
then,
again, dumb idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have the only other person in this room who's the main antagonist have him call the police on himself. Yeah, I'm sure he'll follow
So instead of picking up the phone, he picks up a pillow. They don't show it happen, but he kills him.
Smothers him.
And what's even worse is the girl was watching the whole time. She was hiding in the closet or a dumbwaiter or something, and she like watched it happen.
No, she didn't see that happen. She saw when he fired her nanny or whatever.
Right.
She climbed into the window.
Well, she found him. Okay,
yeah,
that's still pretty bad. And then he fired her nanny, which we never saw her again.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of never seen again, there was 2 other characters in this movie that were, major players, and then they just kind of disappeared at the end. Remember the guy and the girl?
Yeah.
The little interns or whatever they were for Claire.
Oh God, my other most hated characters in this movie. That fucking
That one guy,
Franklin.
He's
just the whole thing on the island. I'm just like, please, someone fucking eat him.
I was expecting that. Franklin was Hacker Man of this movie.
No, Hacker Man is way cooler.
But
he can hack time without breaking a sweat.
But he said all the hacker lines like, "I'm in. I have to reboot the system." Stuff like that. So he was
there was nothing likable
about that
guy. Character.
At least the girl was useful. She was she was a paleo-veterinarian.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, those exist. I'm like, no, they don't.
Maybe in your world, but not in our world. Yeah, she was taking care of Blue while they were transporting her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's pretty much the gist of the movie. The part that really jarred me was about, when the dinosaurs inevitably escaped in the mansion.
Yeah.
That's when it tried to be a horror movie.
Yeah.
Like the Endoraptor was like chasing them
through the mansion
and like all the lights were out, and then there was that scene where she got scared and hid under her covers, and then the thing came into her. In a better movie, that would have been a really, really good scene.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of good shots in this movie. And it seemed they tried to recreate a few things from Jurassic Park.
Well, yeah, the whole thing where when the Endoraptor puts its foot down, it does the foot tap like the raptors.
And it opens the door.
The scene in The Dumb Waiter's like the one where she's trying to pull the... Ariana Richards is trying to pull the sheet down in the original movie, stuff like that.
There was that scene when they showed up on the island and the Brontosaurus showed up and everybody was looking up at it and being awestruck.
And it eats a palm tree.
Yeah.
And then it later gets incinerated.
Yeah, that was sad.
Yeah.
This movie was not a good time, and I think that's the problem. It's full of just death and dicketry and stupidity.
Mostly stupidity.
That's this whole movie. So yeah, they try to do this horror movie thing where the thing is chasing them and that's when I was like, this was like Resident Evil, because it was in a big mansion and the things were chasing them, or a probably more appropriate Dino Crisis.
Yes.
When are they gonna make that into a movie?
I don't know.
That's what this movie should have been.
It should have been Dino Crisis.
Instead of Jurassic World.
It would have been a much more fun movie, that's for sure.
Because the Resident Evil movies are done, and thank God.
Yeah.
So I think Dino Crisis would make for a good movie.
Hey, there's always a chance for a crossover. We can't get Dino Riders. I'll gladly take that.
Yeah.
But who would play Regina?
Okay.
Anyway.
So we need to now talk about the biggest, dumbest, idiotic thing in the entire movie. So after all the shit gets down and all the bad guys inevitably get eaten by the dinosaurs, in the lab below there was a toxin that got leaked.
Yes.
And it was they brought them downstairs, and then it was gonna kill all the dinosaurs in captivity. So Claire was about to let them go, and Chris is like, if you do this, there's no going back. You're gonna release these into the wild.
Yeah, on the mainland.
So then she was thinking about it, and I can kind of understand why she would hesitate.
Yeah.
Because it's a moral dilemma.
Mm-hmm.
But then she decided, no, let him die.
And at that point, I'm like, okay, good. Finally, someone made a smart decision.
This would have been a good ending for the movie.
It would have been.
Kind of capped off the series too.
Well,
yeah. Maybe not entirely, because a lot of bad guys got away with samples and all that, and Henry is still at large.
Yeah.
So then, where it seemed like this movie was going to end on the perfect note, the girl pushes the button.
And that's why I hate her so much.
Yeah. She pushes the button. She let the dinosaurs out into mainland America.
They're alive like me.
That's
not how this works.
Including the T-Rex.
Including the fucking T-Rex.
They established that there's like a town right there next to the mansion, and they let all these dangerous animals that should have been extinct.
I hated that character so much.
Oh my god!
Maisie needs to go die in a fire.
You are stupid. They need. It's not a fun decision, but they needed to die. They had no place. They had no place in nature. So now
save the dinosaurs, Mummy.
So now the dinosaurs are free. The T-Rex breaks into a zoo and roars at a lion. I actually really liked that. That was a good. It was in the trailers, and I'm pretty sure that's all it was there for. So all the dinosaurs are out,
and that's the whole thing. You see shots of like all the dinosaurs that were sold at auction.
Yeah, some of them still got captured.
Yeah, the embryo samples are now out there. And now countries are making their own dinosaurs and shit.
We end on Jeff Goldblum saying that this was a bad idea. No one listened to me, and then I guess the implication is that any future movies are going to be like Man versus Dinosaur.
Dino-pocalypse.
And that's what I said before. If they turn this into Dino Riders, I will forgive the stupidity because that shit's awesome. But I'm not going to give them any credit for doing something that intelligent.
Yeah.
So that's Jurassic World: The Fallen Kingdom.
So stupid.
It's just a cacophony of idiocy.
Yep.
And there are so many like little moments too throughout the movie. There's a scene where they were trying to help Blue, and what happened was when they captured Blue, a guy accidentally shot her with an actual gun, and Dino Vet tried to save her, and she goes, she needs a transfusion. So where are they gonna get raptor blood because she's the only one? So they go into the T-Rex pen.
It's like, we need a predator of similar makeup, someone with 3 fingers.
I'm pretty sure, I would love to hear from some paleontologists why this would never work. So they go into the, I mean, there's probably little they can, understand about how this works. I suppose you can consider it like a, spur of the moment, desperate decision.
Yeah.
Because there was no other way for it to happen. So they go into the T-Rex cage, and they try to take some of the blood, and the T-Rex is tranked, so it's moving around, and Chris Pratt's pinned against the wall.
Yeah.
And,
ooh, she stinks. I love it.
Yeah, that was probably the funniest, most enjoyable moment in the whole movie. So then Claire climbs on top of it, and then jams the needle into it, and then they get the blood, and then it's a whole shit show. And
yeah, it really is. The thing wakes up. Nearly eats Pratt.
They climb through the bars and they run.
How they did not get caught when all this is going on is beyond me. Because they did have at least 1 or 2 guys down in that cargo hold guarding their assets.
Because everyone is in this movie stupid. Remember?
Yeah, that's true.
Chris Pratt and Jeff Goldblum are the only people in this whole world with a brain.
Yeah.
Everyone else is just. You know what? I hope humanity goes extinct. I hope the dinosaurs overrun this whole world. Because I can't see this ending any other way.
And let's get back to Hunter Guy for a second, because that was my favorite part of the movie. How this whole thing not how it got started, but this idiot. Because the whole thing is I want my dinosaur teeth, because I'm a big, bad hunter guy. His
whole thing is every time they brought him a dinosaur, he'd pull one of the teeth out.
Yeah, he has a pair of pliers.
He was starting a collection, and so he finds the Velociraptor 2000, and then it's tranked and sleeping, or he tranks it, and then
it falls down unconscious. And that was my favorite shot of the movie, because of course this dumbass, it's in a cage. It has no possible way of escape. The bars are so reinforced, you saw it later on in the movie. It was tearing through wrought iron like it's chicken wire.
Yeah. It knows what it's doing.
Yeah, and then this thing, in this cage, it's it can't get out. So he's like, alright. He tranks it, and the thing seemingly falls over. What does he do? He opens the fucking cage.
He goes in and tries to take the teeth out.
Yeah.
And then you see the tail in the background move, and he turns around.
And then the thing's eye opens.
And then he turns back around, and the eye closes.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, it almost looks like the dinosaur was looking at the camera and smirking, going, is this dude fucking for real?
It really
just
was.
Looking at the audience going, are you assholes seeing this? This is what I have to work with.
So he wakes up and fucking eats him.
Yeah, tears his arm off. I'm just like, okay. That's this whole movie in a nutshell.
What a stupid character.
And he died a stupid death.
He died the way he lived. Stupidly.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my
so
god.
that was Jurassic World, the revengeing.
Yeah, the revengeance.
Oh man. Like I said, I'm glad we saw it for free.
Yes, so am I. Holy crap. Thank you, Dell.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go out and get a new Dell now, just because you spared me
Spared me.
I think my laptop's a Dell. Maybe I can get it upgraded.
Nice. The PowerPoint presentation before the movie was more entertaining. Okay, that was a lie, but still.
Yeah. So in conclusion, this movie was stupid.
Yeah.
The Jurassic World was like all right. Like I was engaged in it. There were moments where I was engaged with this one too, but the stupidity just took over.
Yeah.
And just
too many annoying, unlikable fucking
just
characters.
Watch the first Jurassic Park and then ignore everything else. Just anything else. Read the book, watch the first movie, and then that's it.
You know what? I'll even give Lost World a concession, because I actually do enjoy that one. But after that,
you know what?
Like anything after 3, just don't bother.
Jeff Goldblum
made that movie.
Kind of helped save that, made it enjoyable. The third one was completely stupid.
Yep.
It's like the third one had the stupidest setup of them all.
Yeah.
It's like there's this rich family out on the beach, doing rich stuff, and then their son was on a hang glider or something, and then the hang glider goes off course and it just heads toward Jurassic Park.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, well, we gotta go back on the island.
Ugh.
I forgot which, some comedian was talking about this years and years ago. I think it was like right before the third one came out. And they were like, I got the premise for the next movie. Someone forgot their watch. Ha! And they gotta go get it.
We gotta go back to the island.
It's in the raptor cage.
It's a diver's watch. It's very expensive.
It's expensive. I can't not have my watch.
My Fitbit's on there, man. I gotta get my steps. Dude, go watch Carnosaur. Carnosaur's more entertaining than this.
There are a lot of better dinosaur movies.
Yes.
And there are not that many good dinosaur movies.
No,
aside from the first Jurassic Park. But I'm sure there's some you can at least not take so seriously. We were meant to take this movie seriously, and then
there's no way. There's no way.
It could have been better, but it fell apart
so quickly.
Yeah.
Like the first scene, I'm just like, okay, this seems somewhat decent, and then it all crumbled.
If they had let the dinosaurs die, then that would have been like the perfect way to cap it off.
Yeah, we're done.
But
this
then
is the end of the series.
It's like a lot of stupid stuff happened, but at least they ended it correctly, and then they dropped the ball on the 1 yard line.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like the Super Bowl with the Pats versus the Seahawks, man. They should have rushed, and they passed instead, and it cost them the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if there's going to be any more Jurassic movies.
Well, I think there probably will, considering they set the thing up for Jurassic World 3 now.
I think it will depend on how much money this movie makes.
You saw that last shot of Blue looking over that suburban neighborhood and calling for its sisters.
Yep. This town's mine now.
I now rules. I am now queen of suburbia.
This is now Blueberg.
Yes.
Bring me a goat.
Bring me a goat. Bring me one of your cocktails in a little umbrella straw. I wish to live as you do. But no, you know what I just realized? The critic.
I was going to say that.
Yes.
I shall lay low under the name Mr. Pilkington. But perhaps I've said too much. Such a good
see
show.
Blue working odd jobs. Those dinosaurs took our jobs.
Why are we making a better movie?
I don't know.
Alright, I think we're done. Jurassic World, skip it.
Yeah, skip it.
Just watch Jurassic Park.
Yes, if you have it on DVD, just watch that instead.
I got it on Blu-ray. It's the only Jurassic movie that I own because it's the only one worth owning.
I got the adventure pack for like really cheap, so it had all 3. So I'm like, screw it, why not?
I got the Blu-ray on one Black Friday once.
Nice.
So I figured, it's there. Might as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. We're done. Goodbye. Goodbye.